The film begins in a mysterious forest in Western Ireland. A terrified man is seen running through the woods. At one point, he stops and comes across a frightening sign that reads "Point of no return." The sign unsettles him even more. He continues running and sees a silhouette. It's the same sign again. Darkness starts to envelop the forest, and a flock of birds flies overhead, making him tremble with fear. In a desperate attempt to escape, he climbs a tree but slips and falls. While on the ground, he begins hearing strange sounds and sees bizarre shadows around him. Eventually, a mysterious entity drags him into a pit. Elsewhere in the country, there's a young woman named Mina who works at a pet shop. Her boss asks her to deliver a rare parrot to a zoo in another city. She agrees and takes the parrot home. That evening, she talks to the parrot about her mother, and to her shock, the parrot responds. Surprised, she says, "I didn't know you could talk." Later that night, Mina disguises herself and goes to a bar. There, she meets a man and strikes up a conversation. She doesn't tell him her real name and claims she's a ballerina. The next morning, before leaving on her trip, she speaks to the parrot about her odd behavior the night before. They begin their journey and stop at a gas station to refuel. While there, Mina receives a call from her sister Lucy, who says she and the kids miss her. Back on the road, Mina passes a billboard displaying photos of missing people. Eventually, they reach a dark, forest-lined road where her car suddenly breaks down. With no phone signal and no idea what to do, Mina assumes someone must live nearby and decides to enter the forest with the parrot. They walk for a while but find no sign of life, and darkness starts to fall. Mina decides to return to the car, but she notices the forest has changed. Everything feels unfamiliar. Frightened, she looks around, but sees nothing. To keep herself calm, she starts talking to the parrot and names him Darwin. As night falls, Mina suddenly sees a woman flash past her and decides to follow. She catches up with the old woman near a small forest cabin. The woman opens the door and says, "If you want to live, hurry." Without hesitation, Mina runs inside. Inside the cabin, she meets the people living there. The old woman, Madeline, a girl named Sierra, and a boy named Daniel. Madeline tells Mina to stand in front of a large window. She explains that there are beings watching them from outside, and they only come out after dark. These creatures are known as Watchers. As Mina stands by the window, she hears clapping from outside. In the morning, Mina wants to leave, but there's no way out of the forest. Madeline finds her and explains that the forest causes hallucinations and that following certain rules is the only way to survive. She mentions the signs placed throughout the forest. They mark how far one can safely travel before dark. These signs were created by someone known only as the Professor, whose current whereabouts are unknown. That evening, Daniel puts on a show for the Watchers and introduces Mina to them. Sierra turns on music and starts dancing, saying the Watchers seem to enjoy it. The next day, they explore the forest. Sierra collects medicinal herbs because her missing husband had once asked her to take care of Daniel. He went looking for a way out and never returned. Sierra talks about strange pits they've found, daytime shelters for the Watchers. She shows Mina one of these pits. Later, they all discuss the forest's strict rules. Never go out at night, never open the door for anyone, and always stay in the light. That night, while Mina is watching TV, she hears a noise and looks out the window. Strange sounds echo from outside. The next day, during another exploration, Daniel talks about Madeline. He says she used to work at a university and thinks she knows everything. She was the first to settle in the cabin. Mina, convinced their rules are not absolute, persuades Daniel to help her go down into one of the pits. Inside, she finds various objects, including a bicycle. She ties it to a rope and has Daniel pull it up. While inside the pit, she sees a terrifying creature. After returning to the cabin, they show the bicycle to Madeline and discuss escaping, but she strongly objects. Daniel repairs a broken camera and turns it into a security device. They place it at the door. After sunset, someone knocks. Sierra insists it's her husband, but Madeline warns it's a trick by the Watchers. They question the figure, but his answers are off. They finally check the camera footage and see a bizarre creature dragging the man away into the forest. A loud thump hits the window. It's louder than usual. Madeline shields the others. In the morning, she throws the bike back into the pit and urges them not to break the rules again. Mina recalls a childhood memory. She and her sister Lucy went on a trip with their mother. The weather was beautiful. Mina opened the car window despite her mother's warnings. Her mother got distracted, and a tragic accident occurred. Now it's winter in the forest. Days are shorter. Food is scarce. Mina starts drawing a map on the cabin wall using charcoal. Meanwhile, Sierra has a mental breakdown. Near the pit, Mina sees Daniel has tied up Madeline. She frees her, and they head back to the cabin, but Daniel locks the door. They plead with him, but he refuses to open it. Mina and Madeline hide inside a tree hollow. Eventually, they see the Watchers, Creatures like giant spiders that emit strange sounds. They peer into the cabin window but head back into the forest upon realizing there are only 2 people inside. Mina and Madeline return to the door and beg to be let in. Mina confesses her guilt about her mother's death. Daniel finally opens the door, and they rush inside to the window. Madeline then reveals the truth. She once taught history and mythology and came to the forest voluntarily, but she soon realized its dangers. She once saw a doppelganger while hunting. She explains that the Watchers are an ancient species that can shapeshift. Because they broke the rules, the Watchers now want to punish them. They will never let them leave. While looking for an escape, they find a hidden trapdoor. It leads to a secret room with a computer. There, they discover the professor's video diary. He had discovered the forest in 1979. In the videos, he reveals how he brought lonely people from nearby villages to build the bunker and sacrifice them to the Watchers. While hiding in the bunker, he studied the Watchers. One day, a Watcher came to him in the form of a red-haired woman. The professor believed he could use these creatures to achieve immortality and called them fairies. Captured one and locked her up. They grew close over time, but he ultimately realized it was futile and decided to leave. He said all he had to do was follow the birds and reach his boat. He asked anyone who finds the video to destroy his research. In the final footage, he climbs the ladder and exits the bunker. Gunshots are heard, and the video ends. In the morning, the group emerges, only to find the cabin destroyed. They head toward the edge of the forest, past the signs. Mina releases the parrot from its cage and decides to follow it. On the way, they find a graveyard for slaves. As darkness falls, they panic and start running. They reach a riverbank, but Daniel hears a sound from the forest and follows it. A Watcher kills him. Eventually, Mina, Madeline and Sierra manage to escape by boat. The next morning, they wait on a bridge and board a passing bus. Mina finally returns home. Later, she visits the university and enters the professor's office. She examines and destroys his documents. She finds audio recordings and drawings about the fairy. One image shocks her. It shows the professor with Madeline. Mina visits Sierra's home and shows her the photo. She reveals that the real Madeline had died of cancer, and the one in the cabin was actually a Watcher, a special kind that could come out during the day. She had killed the professor and assumed Madeline's identity in order to blend into human society. Just then, they hear a car. The real Sierra arrives, meaning the one inside with Mina is a Watcher impersonating her. The Watcher knocks out the real Sierra. Now in Madeline's form, the Watcher explains that she's always been excluded by the others because she can walk in daylight. She wants to kill Mina and take her place. But Mina tells her about an audio file she found and suggests that the Watcher is a hybrid, and that there may be others like her. She says it's wrong to imprison them underground and tries to persuade her. The Watcher believes her and walks away. Mina reunites with the real Sierra and tells her everything. In the final scene, Mina meets her sister Lucy and explains what happened. But outside the house, a red-haired child watches them from a distance.